Solipsism proposes that the only thing we can be sure of is our own existence. Everyone else could be figments of our imagination. What if our entire universe, all the people we have ever met, are nothing but delusions? We can only be sure of one thing, and that is that we exist and nothing else. So what if every person that Neo has met in the past few years weren't real? That Neo is trapped in a solipsistic reality where he is the only human and the others are programs. How could Neo know what is real? How could we know? Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
To understand the theory of solipsism, we need to remember the basics of what the Matrix is.
The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world, built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
The Matrix is a shared virtual reality, a game where millions of humans interact with each other. As we've mentioned in other videos, Neo in Matrix 4 may be in a simulation far removed from the main simulation, where he is the only human, surrounded by programs that pretend to be human, similar to what we know in video games as NPCs. The architect created an exclusive world for Neo, where he is the only living human. But what about Trinity? Is she not human? A scene from the trailer where Neo is touching Trinity's hand, we see the Matrix code on the woman's face. This could be a clue that Trinity is not the Trinity from the previous films. In another scene, Trinity is screaming, which creates an odd optical illusion where she splits her physical form into copies of herself. But among these copies, we see Jessica Henwick, which could mean that although Neo sees this person as Trinity, she might actually be Bugs. Why is this new character in the simulation? We'll explain that later on in the video. Neo living alone in this simulation is an allusion to Descartes' evil genie or demon hypothesis. Descartes imagines that an evil demon of utmost power and cunning has employed all his energies to deceive me. This evil demon is imagined to present a complete illusion of an external world so that Descartes can say, I shall think that the sky, the air, the earth, colors, shapes, sounds, and all external things are merely the delusion of dreams, which he has devised to ensnare my judgment. I shall consider myself as not having hands or eyes, or flesh or blood or senses, but as falsely believing that I have all these things. Descartes' proposition is quite familiar to Matrix 1 because these myths and ideas are repeated. They have been explored for thousands of years and will continue to be for thousands more. But what's interesting about the evil demon hypothesis is how familiar this idea is to the Matrix and the architect. Matrix Resurrections could continue to explore the evil demon hypothesis and lead into a solipsistic state where not only Neo's senses are being fooled by the architect, but the entire simulation itself is created uniquely for him, including the people who live in it. In other scenes from the trailer, Trinity and Neo are riding a motorcycle. Civilians are chasing after them through the streets. These civilians have green eyes, which reinforces the theory that they are not human, but NPCs. In the previous movies, civilians did not get involved in the fights between the red pills and the machines. They were used by the agents as vessels, and then they would be let go once the agents had no more need for them. If the civilians survived, they would not remember anything. Now, if Neo is trapped in a solipsistic reality where he is the only human, then what role does Trinity play? Trinity is connected with a cable behind her neck in the real world. This clip may have been put in the trailer on purpose to make us think that everything is happening in the same simulation. But maybe Trinity and Neo are in different simulations. You may be thinking that this is not possible, as we saw Trinity and Neo together, even fighting together like before. This is where the theory gets complicated. Although the woman shown in the trailers does look like Trinity, she could be another red pill, one who is capable of changing her residual self-image. In the Matrix comic, Burning Hope, we met a girl named Hope. This red pill could change her residual self-image and be whoever she wanted in the simulation. This potential was rescued by a group of red pills under the orders of the Oracle. So there are red pills that can change their RSI. This now brings us to Bugs. This red pill enters Neo's simulation. How did she get in? The same way they used to enter the Matrix, by hacking the signal. In the second teaser, we heard Bugs say that she was going to investigate this old code.
Looks like old code.
I'm gonna check it out.
Bugs may have found Neo and discovered that he is the same Neo who gave his life for Zion and the machines. But he doesn't remember anything, so now Bugs must try to make him remember by using a familiar RSI, Trinity's. This would explain why when Trinity screams in the trailer, we see Jessica Henwick, because she is Henwick disguised as Trinity. Earlier this year, Lana Wachowski revealed the name of the new Matrix ship, the Mnemosyne. The name of the ship is very important, as it's the name of the goddess of memory from Greek mythology, just as Morpheus was named after another Greek god. This is how we knew that the story of Matrix Resurrections will be tied to memories, those that we have lost and must regain. So if the ship is called the Mnemosyne, and Bugs is a member of its crew, then her purpose is to remind Neo of who he is.
If you want the truth, Neo, you're going to have to follow me.
Where does that leave Trinity then? Where is she? Maybe Neo has to find and free the real Trinity from another simulation, using portals disguised as mirrors to travel between simulations. We will discuss these mirrors in depth in another video. Matrix Resurrections could take place in the same simulation, but as we've mentioned in the past, what makes Matrix fascinating is not knowing everything. Part of the fun is exploring its ideas and giving them meaning. Ideas like Descartes' evil genie, Neo's solipsism, and even the comic books. Many of these Matrix 4 theories will end up being discarded once the movie releases, but they serve their purpose regardless. The purpose for which the Wachowskis created this world in the first place. To explore life's many questions. But do you agree? Is Neo alone in the simulation? Is the Trinity from the trailers Bugs in disguise?
As a parent, if you had the choice, you would be with your children all day, every day. But many times you don't have that choice, and your day-to-day responsibilities obligate you to leave them in the hands of someone else. A search for the perfect caretaker can be difficult, but your search is over. Welcome to Oracle's Daycare, a place where every child is special. Here, your child can develop the necessary skills to face tomorrow's hardships, such as reading, learning to play chess, levitate objects with their mind, bend spoons, develop culinary skills with the house chef, and discuss incomprehensible philosophy.
There is no spoon. Then you'll see that it is not the spoon that bends, it is only yourself.
You have already made the choice to bring your child to this wonderful daycare. It's up to you to understand why. Oracle's Daycare, where every child has potential.
For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe, and thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.